Final match of round 6 of the qualifiers takes place tomorrow at Widnes, and you can see it live on Sky Sports Extra. Go to the website skysports.com/extra for all the information on that. We are covering a crucial qualifiers game here at the Leigh Sports Village, and at half-time it's 10 points apiece. Time to go to your commentary team now. Terry O'Connor, Barry McDermott, and they're led today by Ben Pro.
Thanks, Brian. Well, we couldn't separate Leigh and the Bulls at half-time here, just as they were locked up at 36 points apiece at full-time at Odsal in July. Are we looking at another draw, which would certainly see James Lowes and the visitors happier on the coach back to Odsal? Leigh's season, as Brian was saying there, comes down to the next 40 minutes. They're in possession first up. Good work, though, in defence from Crossley and Blythe for Bradford. Bezic now, sniping run from the hooker. Gets the Centurions over halfway into that Bradford half of the field. Taken down by opposite number, Adam O'Brien. Now it's Moi Moi. Made his lead debut as a substitute in a home win over the Bulls. 36-24 in February. And the kick fielded brilliantly by Mullaney. Under pressure.
Solid start from Leigh. Good kick, no mistakes. And there you go, there's a penalty from Ben Reynolds. No good turning around complaining to the referee. Keep your hands out of the tackle area. He comes in, the tackle is already committed. Already completed. No, nothing to complain about. And an easy let-off for the Bulls.
Here is Ferguson for the Bulls. Strong run from him. Relegated last year. A better second season at Odsal for him. 7 appearances, 4 starts in 2014. O'Brien's pass. That was Seeker. Now Ferguson again. Haggerty sticks to the task alongside Bezic for the Centurions.
Go 3.
Addy. Patel. Can't get the offload away this time. Ryan was waiting. This is Mullaney. Still lateral.
Amazing weaving run from Mullaney. What's the end of the set like from Bradford? Good height on the kick, and a challenge and a contest, and Matty Blythe. He's adjudged to have knock on by referee Richard Silverwood. Another dodgy tash from Matty Blythe.
On the 10.
Good pressure. There was a touch there from Matty Blythe.
Let's go.
Ben just went down into the tunnel speaking with Simon Finnegan, who's the assistant coach at Leigh Centurions, and the talking there was about the completion rate. That was the problem in the first half. They didn't talk about anything what Bradford were doing, they just said it's all about us, it's what we do. And what we did in the last 10 minutes showed what we can do when we play. And for Bradford, well, James Lowes was happy with the start. The first 10 minutes, he said they were absolutely brilliant. Then they give away stupid penalties. He said, I've told them they've got to wind the necks in, because then penalties are what's giving that field position to Leigh Centurions.
Almost a superb offload. Margins so close.
Well, getting their arms free, and it's Bob Bezic, who's millimetres off the floor. Gets a good pass, to be fair, away to Tommy Goulden. He can't collect it, but he's got Steve Crossley and the big figure and big frame of the Bradford man like a shadow over the back of him, and he fails to collect that. Bit of a scrappy start. Almost 4 minutes. Neither team have settled down. Neither team will have done what their coaches have asked.
Scrappy start, nervous start to the second half, do you think?
Well, obviously there's a lot at stake. Bradford, I think, played extremely well in that first 35 minutes, but went in. Even though the scoreboard is locked up, I think they'll feel they've let Leigh Centurions off the hook.
Yeah, those 2 late Centurions tries got them right back into this game. A game they have to win, of course. Bradford in possession though, as Seeker gets the pass away.
3, clear, through it, get square.
Moi Moi in defence. O'Brien, Addy.
4, Bob, move.
Taken down by Hyam. Promising attack developing though for Bradford. Patel holds on. And Patel's still going. Important challenge from Mickey Hyatt. Last one coming up. Seeker, crossfield kick high to the right. And they've spilled it. I think it's Armstrong who's come up with it.
Well, it's a good kick again. Adrian Patel gets caught in possession, and his half-back partner is given the responsibility. I thought on first glance that James Clare had got hands on the lead player who's collecting the ball and trying to
it's a good job,
snuff out the danger.
Sorry, Barry, I was going to say it's a good job Tom Armstrong was there, wasn't it? A couple of Bradford players, they had the numbers on the right edge, they were pushing up really hard.
McNally's dropout finds halfway. Here is Sidlow for the Bulls to run it back.
What? Move now! Here we are, guys. Wait.
Third season at Odsal, Lancashire Academy, formerly as well. Crossley now.
A couple of big powerful runs there from Bradford. Forwards landing on the front, playing the ball quick. Then it's to Patel, who's examining the lead line.
Move, Bob!
Trying to spot a gap, a weakness maybe.
Bezic with the tackle, Seeker now. Drops the ball off of Ferguson, spinning, gets through one, still going, Dale Ferguson. Towards his own fans on that left-hand side.
He twisted his knee there, Ben. Be a shame for Bradford if Dale Ferguson has to leave the pitch.
O'Brien for Crossley, meanwhile, gets an offload away for O'Brien again. That was Patel. Mulaney, great ball, great try, Williams. Two for Danny Williams. Or is it? He's going to give the try. Danny Williams with a double against Leigh Centurions. He was sin-binned here on the opening day of the season. It's an altogether different experience for the former Leeds man in September.
Well, I'm sure Danny Williams will give a big pass on the back to Dale Ferguson, who breaks them on the right edge, and from that play of the ball, a number of passes, the big man Crossley offloads, Adrian Patel, what about that, right on the button, that's 10 metres, here's the drive, here's the carry, here's the determination, even twists his ankle, you see the anguish on his face, but a typical rugby league reaction is get up and play your ball first. O'Brien doesn't know who to pass to, Crossley makes it available, nice ad hoc stuff. Adrian Patel, I don't believe he's a classic number 6, but what he is, he's got the best rugby IQ. He's got the best rugby IQ in the Bradford team, and it was a beautiful pass from Jake Mulaney. Wonderful stuff.
24 tries now in 25 appearances this season for the Bulls. 2 England appearances as well for Danny Williams. And now Addy looking to improve Williams' second try. It's a great kick. The Bulls extend their advantage. 6th the margin now.
Well, have a little look at the run from Crossley here. He goes in, uses the bumper, offloads the ball, and then the gap is out on the edge, and this is a brilliant pass. Spotting that the winger is up, he's looking inside, he's looking at a couple of Bradford players. He doesn't spot that man, Danny Williams, on the edge.
Says I've just been reminded of the ex-Catalan player Adam Mogg, who played a similar role to Adrian Patel. He's got the winning and losing of this match for the Bradford Bulls. He's not your typical 6, and perhaps his skills aren't as silky as some, but he's got good decision making, and the players will feed off him. You see him, he's pushing everybody forward, and he's the best and loudest communicator for the Bulls.
That's that senior role that he's got in the side, isn't it? All the experience that he's got playing in the NRL. Fabulous player and a great signing for Bradford, and didn't he do well to keep him in this championship?
Matt Ryan played the ball as Bradford move over halfway. The shape there of Danny Addy.
Go 5.
Kick is huge from Seeker. No problem though for Greg McNally.
1, here we are. Wait. Go 1.
the back of that. The Centurions keep carrying the fight to the balls. There is the take from McNally. Ryan in there for Bradford.
Clear.
Well, Bradford, the opening 10 minutes of the first half started very well. The opening 10 minutes of the second half started very well. It's exactly what James Laws was talking about. Forget the last 10 minutes in the first half. We need to maintain this now. Dale Ferguson, well, Gareth Hock and Dale Ferguson, there's been a battle there all day.
Go, 5.
Hock plays the ball. High kick again. And this time, Mulaney comes up with the goods.
He didn't look worried under that ball, Mulaney. It was a high towering kick, wasn't it? He backs himself, he focuses on catching the ball. That's the third thing you've got to do. Don't worry about the oncoming defence.
And that an assured catch, and it as a big man, and I believe the platform has been laid by the big man in the Bradford shirts. You look back and you see your full-back catch a ball out, you know he's playing, he's got a confident head on his shoulders.
Yeah, McNally at one end and Mulaney at the other, two of the top-class fullbacks in the Kingston Press Championship. O'Brien, good ball, Patel. More length on the kick this time, is it going to be too long? Bradford fans wanted the goal line dropout. That was cool play though, from McNally.
A lot of Bradford fans thinking that he's tapped that ball whilst he was in the field of play.
Move now! Wait!
30-0 now in the Wolves' favour against the Catalan Dragons.
2! Up now, Tom!
Emmett.
Go 2.
Hyam. Wilkes at the line, good pass. Further wide from Reynolds. Armstrong plays it.
Well, anytime someone's on the floor, you've got to go. Liam Kiss, such a dangerous runner. The ball so quick from dummy half. Mickey Hyam now looks to shift it, gets it to centre field. Maybe there's something coming on the right edge here. Unfortunately, the ball goes to ground.
Higson allowed to continue.
It didn't touch the floor, Ben, that's why it was an untidy, scrappy pass from Briley.
Wait! Go 5! Jake.
The kick from Briley. Testing Mulaney.
Oh, great catch. He catches the ball and then beats the defender. Wonderful stuff from the fullback. Look at this. He catches the ball first. He never loses sight of it.
2.
Lovely stuff.
And Mulaney masterclass in the last couple of minutes for the Bulls.
3, move now! Square! Mickey!
Fascinating contest. The stakes couldn't be higher. Wilkes.
And the Leigh fans getting behind the side now. This is anybody's ball game. Obviously, only one score separates both teams.
Great offload from Blythe for O'Brien. Further wide from Clough. Great run, and Williams on the back of that was Sidlow. He's gone into the advertising hoardings on this near side. He's just limping back onto the field of play as Patel finds Addy. Raking kick again. Allowed to bounce. Great work from Goulden.
Well, there was a poor kick from Addy. It goes up, probably travels 5 metres forwards, 10 metres sideways. Instead of kicking it into the corner, kicking it over to where Reynolds is defending out on the edge. Sure, they had numbers on that right side, Bradford.
I don't know whether it gets into the brain of players sometimes. Good break on that side.
Poor offload.
Bradford come up with it. Danny Addy, I think, might have had in his brain, our fullback is better than yours, because he puts it high and leaves it hanging and challenges Greg McNally to catch it.
Well, there's Gareth Hock going hunting now. He thought he was going to get that offload away to Armstrong. Gareth Hock.
3J, move!
Fortunately, the urgency from the Bradford players just pushed up and gathered that ball.
7 minutes short of the hour mark. Seeker, the number 7, gives it to Olberson.
4, Adam!
Here we go again. Good field position for Bradford.
Go 4.
O'Brien for Addy.
5!
Hyam in there, first up for the Centurions.
Go 5!
Last one. Patel. Great kick
brilliant.
I'll tell you what he did then. He moved players out of the way, Patel. Instead of sending somebody through to be a foil in disguise, he moved the player out of the way and said, come with me. Puts it on the end of the toe and chases harder than anybody else.
Do you know, he's just leading by example, isn't he? He's taking control. Everything that he does seems to be coming off, and that's because he's turned up here with an attitude that whether we've got the ball or we haven't got the ball, I'm here to play. I want to guarantee that we go into that £1 million game with a decent win.
What about the weight on the kick as well? Only his third appearance at standoff this season. Played there at Hull KR last week, and in a July defeat to the Centurions. O'Brien, Addy.
Square, Tom Spencer. 3, oh no! Square, Jake!
No Gaskell, of course, for the Bulls. Sidlow, short pass, Clough.
4, Gareth! Go away!
Within 10 again. Knock on call, though, by Richard Silverwood.
Paul Clough, he puts his hands up, accepts responsibility, whilst trying to untangle himself from Mickey Hyam. Mickey Hyam celebrating his birthday yesterday. An ex-Bradford player. He made no appearances, scored no tries, kicked no goals. He was involved in that Terry Newton exchange and was a Bradford player for the fleeting moment. He probably needs to have more of an impact on this game, Mickey Hyam. Take defences on. If our mate Steve-O was here, he'd be calling for Mickey Hyam to run more from dummy half.
2002 Grand Final winner with St Helens against Bradford as well, Mickey Hyam. Wilkes, as that ball stripped, it's gone backwards, Hyam. Brierley now. Good offload, Matthias Pallett.
Do you know, I'm looking at Mickey Hyam and Bob Bezick's stats as well. Mickey Hyam's made 40 tackles. Bob Bezick's made 33, so maybe that's why they're not running as much from dummy half. And a mistake here from Ollie Wilkes as he goes into contact. Bradford again.
Here is Nielsen.
That's a grapple tackle.
Gareth Hock it was.
Yeah, well, that's just the frustration now. Things aren't going Leigh's way. There's a mistake on the left edge as Ollie Wilkes carries the ball. Nielsen gets rid of Armstrong. Gareth Hock comes over the top. You can't put your arm around the opposition's neck. That's the correct decision from Richard Silverwood, the penalty.
They're going to go for 2 here, Tez. It was really evident when that ball was turned over and the mistake was made by Oliver Wilkes. The 2 players making the most noise were Jake Mulaney and Adrian Patel in back play. Moving players where they wanted them, where they needed them. And they're on the front foot in this game, Bradford. There's no doubt about it that Leigh Centurions have the ability to strike from anywhere. Gareth Hock, I think when you watch Gareth Hock, you support the team and the club that he plays for. You know he's got that in his game, but he's also got the good bits where he can demolish defenders, come up with defence-splitting offloads, and he's a great player when his head's on.
I'm going to go back to what I said in the first half. They're missing Martin Ridyard, the composure of Martin Ridyard for getting him around the field. Brierley, Reynolds, McNally, Hyam, Bezick, they're all good players, but I think there's no one directing. I think there's no one that's leading them around in this game.
This what could be a crucial 8-point lead.
Back on.
Elected to kick, and Addy with it. And the volume behind those posts and the Bradford fans will tell you that that kick is successful. The Bulls have that 8-point lead.
And what that kick is more pressure for Leigh Centurions. Danny Addy knocks that over. And Paul Rowley knows that his side needs something. We're going to be going into the final 22 minutes of this game. They're behind on the scoreboard by 8 points. Well, is there a mistake here? Yes, there is. Well, we've been praising him all day, Jake Mulaney, the former Parramatta player. He's been tremendous. He's made some amazing catches. That ball just dips down in front of him. And he says that the ball comes off his knee.
Does it touch the floor?
It comes off his knee. As it goes forward, he gathers it because it goes through his arms and he doesn't knock the ball forward. And you know what? I think that's okay. I don't think there's a knock on there.
Well, we're watching it in slow motion from 2 or 3 different angles.
Yeah, totally agree.
I agree with you, but Richard Silverwood has no time. He's to watch it at full speed, and he's made the call.
Marginal call. Can Leigh make the most of it?
Oh, no!
Hickson,
No, one.
McNally, Brierley, Emmett now.
2! Let go! 2!
Hyam, Brierley again, good ball. Reynolds over the top. Could be in here. It's Liam Kay. Forward pass, though. I thought for a moment that Leigh Centurions had made them pay, and Mulaney with that marginal decision. Rowley can't believe it.
Yeah, well, Gareth Holt was coming on the crash ball. He was organising. He was telling Reynolds what he wanted, and you could see that he's hitting hard just off Reynolds' shoulder, but Reynolds chooses to throw the ball over. He thinks that there's space on the edge, which there is. The ball comes off a Bradford player, but then he's saying that it goes forward from James Clare, and there you can see the reaction from Paul Rowley and the disappointment. That would have got him back into the game.
Margins in the mistake, as it was called by Mulaney. Margins in the pass.
It's out!
So much at stake.
The ball's out, mate.
Oh, that a high shot there from Tommy Golden.
High.
Again, that's just keeping you focused. Something's gone against you there, and you've got to make sure that you come up with a decent enough shot where you can turn your opponent on his back, get set in defence. Unfortunately for Tommy Golden, that man, the number 38 in your screen, he gives the penalty away, and again, this is just easy meters for Bradford.
Right, guys.
O'Brien, first up, gets the ball away.
Let go!
Hickson with the tackle.
Go, 1.
That came in on Matt Ryan. Great pass. Blythe
2.
on this near side.
Go, 2.
O'Brien again for Addy this time.
I'm a big admirer of Danny Addy, but I've seen him play a different game today. He's running the ball, he's taking defenders on. I think sometimes when he takes responsibility, as Adrian Patel has today, it takes away a bit from his game, as we see penalty being given.
Superb ball back on the inside from Patel.
Well, there we go. They went for 2 points before. Are they going to go for 2 points again here?
Here he is again, Adrian Patel.
Just have a look at the numbers pushing up. He's like an arrowhead, Patel. He's got a man inside, he's got a man outside.
He's like an arrowhead.
Yes. He's the point of the arrowhead.
Well, there you go. I thought that's better. If you were to say, Adrian Patel, you're like an arrowhead, I'm not sure he'd take that as a compliment. But the compliment for Bradford is they are in front on the scoreboard. They're in a dominant position, and they are the only team, let's not forget that, they're the only team that have beaten Super League opposition. Jake Mulaney's down with a touch of cramp. It's been a frantic game. They're the only team that's beaten Super League opposition. They beat Salford. And I said during the week on Boots and All, 2 or 3 times we've watched them on Sky this year. I don't feel that they've done themselves justice. They haven't given a true indication of who they are and what they're about as a team. And James Laws, he's seeing his side in a dominant position. Less than 20 minutes. We're in the final quarter, and everything looks good so far.
They've been superb in the Kingston Press Championship. A great cup adventure as well already this year, but Leigh's season comes down to the next 19 minutes or so.
2, move out!
First job to repel the Bulls here. O'Brien, Seeker, Nielsen.
3, let go, Mickey! Go, 3.
O'Brien for Addy this time. Little
4,
dummy.
Tom! Go, 4.
O'Brien for Patel. Gives it to Pitts. Jay Pitts.
Help! 5!
Last one, last chance.
Go, 5!
O'Brien on the toe. Blythe is there. Matty Blythe. Has he extended this with what could be a crucial try for the Bradford Bulls? Matty Blythe has sent those fans delirious behind the posts. Is it the moment where Leigh's season comes to nothing? Matty Blythe, his first try in the qualifiers, and what an important one. The man who played 21 games on dual registration with the Centurions back in 2011 strikes at the heart of his former club.
Well, the Bradford fans are going wild, and why shouldn't they? This has been a brilliant performance from them. It's only really 10 minutes when I think Leigh stood up to them and really chanced their arm. They've been second best in all departments, but Bradford, well, I tell you what, they want to get back into Super League, where they made their name. They were the pace setters all those years ago, and the way they're performing, they're heading for that £1 million game.
Well, it's no coincidence for me that Matty Blythe has virtually on his shoulder Adrian Patel. I've done nothing but mention his name so far. They look like doppelgangers, them two. And if Matty Blythe had missed it, then Adrian Patel had got it. It's been a great game, and there's a good showing from Bradford at the back of the sticks, and they're loving every second of this.
Danny Addy looking for an 80% kicking ratio. More importantly, a 14-point lead. Straight and true from Danny Addy. Bradford do lead by 14, and Leigh with work to do.
Well, some penetrating runs for the Bradford side. Had them virtually 2 metres away from the line, and Adam O'Brien, he shaped open, came through to the blind, and James Laws, he applauds his number 9. And he says, good kick, good chase, well done, boys. Well, that's an energetic chase from Leigh Centurions, and in their haste to chase, catch and collect the ball, there's a collision, and it's Jake Mullaney who catches one right on top of the head. Purely accidental. As he's dipping, he curls up in a ball, and the back of his head collides with the shin. Well, Leigh Centurion desperate now to change the rhythm of this game, because it's all about Bradford at the minute. There's a high hanging kick, and Jake Mullaney, who'd already made a mistake on one of those kicks, he makes no mistake that time, but takes one for his trouble.
What a turnaround from the Bulls as well. They suffered their 4th consecutive away defeat at Hull KR last week, 48 points to 4. Their last away win, a 68-6 rout of Hunslet back in July. Hock called out by the official Richard Silverwood.
What you've done into the challenge is reckless. You've made contact with the head with the knee, whether it's accidental or not. Okay.
Moving the knees though. What do we move him out way like that? And
You've made contact with his head. Okay, it's a penalty here.
Well, I think sometimes your representation precedes you, because yes, there's a collision, and Richard Silverwood said it's reckless. I'd say it's more careless than reckless, but still you've got 2 players contesting a ball, one running forward at a high rate of knots.
I apologise for anything you may have heard on the referee's mic there, and that incident with Gareth Hock. Tensions running high.
Incidents on report.
Frustration from Leigh. And Hock goes on report.
Well, we're going into the final 16 minutes of this game, and the game looks in the bag. You look at the incident again. Well, Gareth Hock, well, he can't pull out of that. You see Jay playing, Paul Rowley, sorry, shaking his head. Well, he's committed, and he thinks that Jake Mullane, he's going to catch that ball, he's going to stand
Do you
up.
think he could have pulled that out?
No, he can't. And as he catches that ball, he slows down, and I agree. I think the penalty's gone against Gareth Hock because more of his name than anything else.
Go 1, 2.
Big collision again.
Go
Bradford.
2. No, caught it.
Nothing too expansive. They have the lead. 14-point advantage.
Move now, Tom.
And for Leigh Centurions, this is their season.
Wait.
This has been
3.
what they've been building for, 14 points behind. And if there's any team that can score points, they showed it in the final 10 minutes of the first half. They need to do it within the next 15 minutes.
They overturned a 14-point deficit before against the Bulls this season.
Go 5.
20 points to 6 at half-time in their earlier match.
Oh, there's a blocker. Well, Leigh are becoming their own worst enemy then. That kick from Harry Seacombe is high, and there's a contest, but I don't think he's ever in danger of dropping it. And that's just crazy from Tom Armstrong.
So let's take this thing out of it, mate.
It's all about pressure. Tom Armstrong.
It's Greg McNally. I apologise to Tom Armstrong. Just trying to think, I'm just trying to put myself in the mind of Paul Rowley with 14 minutes, give or take, on the clock. Does Paul Rowley believe that his side can make up that deficit? I think he does. I think he should have confidence, because they've proved they can score tries from anywhere, but they can't do it without the ball. That's a fact.
14 points, 14 minutes. That's before this kick is attempted by Danny Addy. 2 more points for Bradford. 26 points to 10 now, as those Bradford fans and James Lowe start to believe.
Paul Rowley sending down a couple of messages here, and I'm sure that'll be it, buddy. Make sure that we don't give those penalties away. We've got 14 minutes to go. Warrington 48-0 against Catalan. That's a big result, isn't it?
It is. Well, perfect response from the Warrington Wolves. We've had the critics, and it's been a big week. Players exiting the club, as we see.
Do you know, it is a big response here, and there's a decent tackle, but I'm not sure that the afters from Reynolds, when he's just trying to push his opponent into the hoardings.
Catalans have scored 48 points to 6.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the Dragons on the board.
Out.
Leigh desperate for a try here. Brierley. That's Greg McNally.
They look hesitant in attack. I've said it right the way through the game. They don't look as fluent as what they have done. They're looking very flat. They're just tipping the ball onto somebody. Normally when Leigh are attacking, they're passing the ball to somebody who's in a better position than them. Now there's a bit more movement.
Moy it is.
3,
Into Olbison.
Go 3.
Reynolds. Oh, and McNally's put it down.
They're more focused on looking at the opponent, looking at the opposition, looking at what they're doing. As Clare tries to scoop and go forward. Again, just look at the speed, look at the way that Bradford are playing. They're going from dummy half, and when you run from dummy half, that means you're starting to win the run.
Something developing on this left-hand side. There was an overlap momentarily. Pitts took the tackle. Quick play the ball, though. That was Nielsen. Now it's Blythe. Offload as well for O'Brien. Ever alert the hooker. Gives it to Sidlow.
3, clear.
There's a big gap behind the ruck then if O'Brien would have went on his own.
O'Brien's still going. And that's Ferguson looking for the line.
4, let go, fully. Tom. Go 4.
O'Brien's pass. Seeker. Leg stuck out and Kay comes up with it. What's the counter like from Leigh Centurions? It has to be good.
Well, they were looking to find some open space, but Bradford's defence again. As soon as that ball goes into Kay's hand, the Bradford players are getting back, getting set in the defensive line. So there's no opportunities for some of those speedsters in the Leigh Centurion shirt.
3, move, Paul!
Pownall will play the ball. Hyam. Gareth Hott now. Trying to wrest his way over that halfway line. Prevented by Olberson. Wilkes.
5, Paul!
Clough with the tackle. Last one coming up for the Centurions.
10.
Kick is too long.
Ben, I've just been taking a look at some of the stats from today, and Bradford are in front, not just on the score, but when you look at the metres made, the total metres made for Bradford Bulls today is almost up to 1,200. The Leigh Centurions are only just over 7, and the defending that they've had to do, again, the Leigh Centurions have defended and made twice as many tackles as the Bradford Bulls, so it really is a job well done for the Bradford Bulls. But 10 minutes, it's not insurmountable for the Centurions to get over the try line 3 times and get this ball game back.
Remember, they've scored 225 tries before today in all competitions this season. Red hot in attack, the Leigh Centurions, and they need 3 desperately right now. It's Bradford there with Addy. Addy's got support from Williams. It could be a hat-trick from Danny Williams. Pownall prevents him. What a tackle that was from Johnny Pownall. Still not done though, Bradford.
Oh, was there some interference?
Jay Pitts, the referee, is going to have a look at this. Jay Pitts tiptoed over. He's got no try on the field.
I think there's obstruction here. Williams, does he go forward? And does he, I think, is it Brierley when he steps into him here? So Williams is the man who's playing the ball. He's going to get up. Pitts is going to pick the ball up, the number 14. But just have a little look what Williams does. Does he grab him? Does he walk into him? Well, he's definitely got his right arm.
He's being manhandled by 2 players.
He's got his right arm out. Is that sufficient? Let's have a little look here. Can Brierley push off him?
No, that's a try.
I think Brierley can get out the way there.
I think Brierley is happy to be held by Danny Williams. He's being manhandled by Pownall, who makes the tackle.
Well, his arm's out, but it's the wrong side of ruck. So if Brierley was going to chase infield, I think that could be disallowed. But because he can push off him, he can get back. Yeah. You know, you can see this not being a try.
Here is the decision, Richard Silverwood.
No try.
Stays no try.
I'm with you though, Barry. He knew exactly what he was doing, Danny Brierley.
That's a bit of kidology, that.
Yeah, definitely. He knew he was beaten. He absolutely knew that he was beaten. There you can see his face. Then he puts his arm up. If he was chasing infield and he was obstructed, yeah. Now this is more like Leigh. Anywhere from on the pitch, let's have a little crack at them. Not been enough of that though.
Go 1.
Full time at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. Warrington on fire, 48 points to 6 against the Dragons. Leigh need 3 scores in 9 minutes here to keep their season alive. Hyam.
4, move down.
Go 4.
A superb defensive display from Bradford, has to be said, as Pezic goes in.
Paul. Wait. Go 5.
Brierley.
Tommy.
Williams, safe under that.
Good take.
Bradford have
Danny
it back.
Williams. It was a good chase as well.
Go 1.
We're trying to get some pressure applied to the Bradford Bulls now. High kick, good chase, but they look very comfortable. Matty Blythe just taking it away. Simple sets, as James Lowe said last week when Terry O'Connor talked to him at half-time. We need to do some simple sets. Well, they've done that all game, but continue to ask questions.
Wait for the goal. Wait.
Remember, this Bradford team, the only one from the Championship to defeat Super League opposition in 13 attempts in these qualifiers. 41-10 rout of Salford, remember.
Go 5.
Showing similar class against the league leaders, Leigh Centurions. That's a great kick. O'Brien has been at the heart of everything that Bradford have done well this afternoon.
And this is all they need to do now. The clock's ticking down. Kick the ball out of the field of play. Let's turn them around, just trap them in the corner, walk to the scrum, and the Bradford fans, well, they know that it has been their day. Many people tipping the Leigh Centurions, who've been building for this game, who've been building to get back in Super League for the last 3 years. Well, they weren't expecting to come up against the Bradford side so hungry for success.
It isn't how you start, it's how you finish, and in these playoffs, that's where Bradford have showed the class, showed the quality. Leigh are desperate now to get a foothold in this game. They deserve the shot of the £1 million game. As we've said a couple of times, they beat Salford, put themselves in that position.
Don't forget, you'll be able to see the £1 million game live on Sky Sports, Saturday, October the 3rd, 2:45 on Sky Sports 1. That last remaining place in Super League for 2016 up for grabs.
This is great defence, great cover defence from the Bradford Bulls.
Back off, just
Well, pushing out, everybody's pushing out. There's a hand on the ball here from Danny Addy. And the question is, did he deliberately knock it out? Will he adjudge to have knocked the ball on, or is it a loose carry? The answer is it's a swinging arm.
Adam,
Well,
you've got the
I'm
power.
going to correct that. The answer that Richard Silverwood has given is it's a swinging arm.
And Leigh with a chance here. Hyam. Too little, too late.
One!
Perhaps.
Move, Matty!
Be a remarkable effort now. Bezic. Moi.
Two!
Clough with the tackle. Hyam. Bezic. Brierley. Come back this way though, Leigh Centurions. Retain possession. Armstrong straightens up. Good run from the centre. Hyam. Bezic over the line.
Try.
Got the ball down as well. They had to score.
Yeah.
They haven't yet.
We have a try.
Try on the field, says Richard Silverwood.
Check the lead runner, please. Head of the ball. And also
Crucial
grounded.
for Bob Bezic.
They want to check the lead runner to see whether there's a potential obstruction. Don't believe there is.
No, there's nothing wrong
There's
there,
nothing.
is there?
They must be having a sale on obstructions this week because everybody wants to buy one. That's a try from Bob Bezic.
Bezic opens his account for the qualifiers. Be a quick conversion attempt from Brierley here. This for a 10-point margin. He's kicked it. Still work to do for Leigh though. Trail by 10, 5 to go.
And this is the frustration for that man, Paul Rowley. When they get down anywhere near their opponent's line, they can cause some problems. Unfortunately today, it's not been for them. They've made mistakes, they've given penalties away. And I think the word that's been missing and what they've been lacking is composure.
Paul Rowley. There's what might have been. Addy with the restart. Brierley underneath it. Centrally is Pala.
Help! Let go! One.
Tackle comes in from Sidlow. Moi now.
Two! Adam!
Go two.
Leigh, remember, 2 late tries in that first period, 2 in 2 minutes. They need more of the same inside these last 4. Armstrong with the pass, here we go. Liam Kay comes back inside, can't get away from the tackler, Dane Nielsen. Bradford need to switch on in these closing stages. Hyam though. Move it centrally this time for Brierley. Couple of steps. Throwing the ball around, they have to do this. Are we going to see a sensational end to this game? Last one coming up. Brierley it is. Puts boot to ball. Williams has retained possession. Stayed in the field of play as well.
Well, didn't he do well then? Ryan Brierley took it to the line, dabs the ball through, and Danny Williams catches it and immediately looks for the floor. Actually touches Matty Blythe.
Well, you mentioned Brierley going at the line. I don't think they've done that enough today, Barry. I don't think the key men, the men who when we turn up here to watch Leigh Centurions, we wax lyrical about, they have not done it enough today.
Spencer with the tackle on Alberson. The kick from Seeker.
Oh dear, Liam Kay just lost that ball. It bounces on the floor. They'll lose another 10 metres. No, John Wells goes mad at, goes back 3 players when they allow the ball to bounce.
John Wells does the forwards do as well, don't they?
Yeah.
That means that tackle 3, 4, 5, it makes it tougher for you.
Pownall played the ball. Armstrong now. Not the best pass, it's seized upon by Bradford. Blythe could be in again here. Pownall after him. Blythe with his second try to crown a memorable performance from the Bradford Bulls. They're going to take their place in the £1 million game at the very least in 2015. They're doing it in style as well. 2 from Matty Blythe. Look at the celebrations on the pitch. Look at those off the pitch as well from this travelling support that Bradford have received all afternoon. James Lowes victorious. Matty Blythe with another great try for the collection.
Well, he talked about it at half-time. He said, we've got to believe in ourselves. Well, Leigh Centurions just gifting the ball to the Bradford side, and you can see they turn defence into attack. And Matty Blythe and his teammates have just been playing on the front foot all day, picking up the scraps, playing off the back of these mistakes and penalties. And soft hands from Jay Pitts. Seeing a couple of good touches to set up tries from Bertel, from Pitts. The speedsters from Bradford have been in the right holes, been in the right positions, and they've scored some fabulous tries.
Well, it's those 3 players that make it for Matty Blythe. You saw a lovely touch, lovely soft hands, you talked about it there, and Jay Pitts just tips it on to the centre, Matty Blythe. But coming back against the grain, Danny Addy just makes the Leigh defence hesitate, and a little shuffle of the ball from Matty Blythe holds the defence up. It was a dead set race. I'm not sure Matty Blythe could have made it, but he did with his deception and his intelligence.
Danny Addy for 2 more points for the Bulls. Formality surely, just dabs them over. 32 points to 16 now. And Bradford, who've conceded over 100 points in the last 2 games against Widnes and Hull Kingston Rovers, have come up with the goods when it matters. James Lowes stayed calm as his crowd begin to lift the volume levels again. 3 seconds, 2, 1, there is the hooter. That's the end of this one. Bradford will take their place in the £1 million game at the very least. Leigh will be wondering what might have been. Full time at the Leigh Sports Village is Leigh Centurions 16, Bradford 32.
Until it came to the qualifiers, they were the standout team outside Super League, the Leigh Centurions. But their season has come to an end here today at the Leigh Sports Village. The Bradford Bulls have won out in the end, 32 points to 16. 10-all at half-time. The Leigh Centurions, with Paul Rowley, would have come out in the second half with high hopes of prolonging their season. It wasn't to be, as James Lowe's side scored 3 second-half tries, with Danny Addy kicking magnificently today. Here's how the table looks. Hull, Kingston Rovers, Witness Vikings and Salford must be favourites to return back to Super League. Rovers obviously confirmed. Bradford, Wakefield, Halifax all in with a shout still of playing in that £1 million game on October 3rd. Coming up for you on Sky Sports, we have St Helens Warrington from the Super 8, 7:30 p.m. on Sky Sports 2. Saints magnificent last night. Huddersfield victors over Hull FC take on the faltering Leeds Rhinos. Can Leeds get their challenge back on track? Friday, 7:30 p.m. Sky Sports 2. You can find out then. And then Wigan take on Castleford, 8 p.m. also on Friday. Sky Sports Extra on the Sky Sports for iPad app or online. Okay, Bradford, they're in action again at home at Odsall. A huge crowd expected for the visit of Halifax. 3 p.m. Sky Sports 1 on Saturday for that one. And then we'll have a Sky Sports Extra game for you to be confirmed on Sunday. Sky Sports Extra and again on the iPad app. Well, what a day for James Lowes, what a day for his players. They continue, and at very least, they will be in the £1 million game. For Leigh, a great season ends on a low note.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.